An ethical issue can be broadly understood as a situation in which an individual or an organization is required to choose among alternative courses of action, each of which may be evaluated as right or wrong, ethical or unethical. More broadly, an ethical issue may also refer to matters that must be approached and analyzed from an ethical perspective, that is, issues involving human rights, animal rights, or actions that may cause harm to others, adversely affect individuals or groups, or simply give rise to moral doubt or ethical unease for the decision-maker when making a choice. Not all issues in business or everyday life constitute ethical issues. However, when a matter involves values, norms, rights, and fairness among individuals, it becomes an ethical issue. Ethical issues typically arise when decision-makers perceive a violation, or a potential violation, of one or more fundamental moral standards, particularly integrity, honesty, and fairness. Any issue that requires evaluation against these standards, or that contains moral implications affecting individuals and society, may be regarded as an ethical issue. The fundamental distinction between ethical issues and other types of issues lies in the criteria used for decision-making. In the case of ethical issues, decisions are not determined solely by economic efficiency, self-interest, or legal compliance, but rather by ethical values and moral standards that are socially recognized and accepted. Ethical issues often originate from conflicts that arise during decision-making and action. Such conflicts may occur within individuals, when a person must choose between competing values, interests, or goals, or they may arise between individuals and organizations, or among groups within society. When these conflicts involve rights, values, and moral norms, they become ethical issues. In the business environment, ethical conflicts are particularly common. For example, efforts to achieve organizational objectives, such as increasing revenue or reducing costs, may conflict with employees' personal goals, including the desire for stable income, reasonable working hours, or a safe working environment. Similarly, consumers expect products that are safe and of high quality, while producers face pressure to generate profits, lower production costs, or accelerate output. These conflicting interests compel individuals and organizations to make choices. And when such choices involve judgments of right versus wrong or fairness versus unfairness, ethical issues inevitably arise. Conflicts within enterprises may arise at multiple levels and among different groups. First, conflicts may occur among employees themselves. Some employees are willing to work longer hours to increase their income, while others prefer to work at a moderate level that ensures a decent living and maintains work-life balance. These differences in work goals and motivations can easily lead to disagreements over task allocation and performance evaluation. Second, conflicts may arise between managers and subordinates. Managers often expect employees to work with high efficiency, diligence, and loyalty to the organization. In contrast, employees tend to place greater emphasis on wages, benefits, working conditions, and work-life balance. Differences in mindset, working style, and value systems between management and employees can generate persistent tensions. Third, conflicts may emerge between managers and shareholders. Shareholders, as the actual owners of the enterprise, are typically concerned with profits and returns on investment. Managers, by contrast, are hired agents who may sometimes be influenced by personal interests, potentially leading to unethical behaviors such as fraud or cost manipulation. Conversely, there are cases in which shareholders seek to maximize profits at any cost, while managers take into account employee welfare and ethical considerations, resulting in conflicts of interest. Finally, conflicts may arise among functional departments within the enterprise. For example, the finance department may prioritize cost control and cash flow management, whereas the marketing department may seek to increase spending on advertising to attract customers. One side aims to reduce expenditures, while the other emphasizes investment, leading to conflicting interests and perspectives during the decision-making process. When analyzing conflicts, two main approaches may be adopted: a relational approach and a substantive approach. From the relational perspective, The key question is between whom the conflict occurs and which parties are involved. From the substantive perspective, the focus shifts to the nature of the conflict. That is, whether it concerns values, interests, power, or differing interpretations of a given issue. One common type of conflict arises from differences in life philosophy and work philosophy. Each individual possesses a distinct value system, set of beliefs, and way of interpreting situations. Consequently, what one person considers right, reasonable, or acceptable may not necessarily be perceived in the same way by another. Such differences often generate conflict during collaboration and decision-making processes. Another prevalent form is conflict of interests. For example, a department head may require employees to work overtime on a regular basis beyond contractual terms, invoking orders from superiors as justification, despite the absence of prior agreement or appropriate overtime compensation.